So 2017 was a really crazy year for me. It was already crazy enough normally, I guess, with school and things, but the last thing I would have really expected is for a thing that I used to find to be really, really weird and, I guess, cringy too, would become just a major aspect of my life that would really help me throughout the year, and that would be, as you would probably guess, the furry fandom. I originally found the furry fandom in, I'd say about 2014 or 2015, and I came across it from naughty stuff, naughty no-no art. That kind of steered me away from them for a while. Then I kind of like showed interest in them again in like I'd say late 2016 to early 2017, and I actually looked into like deeper parts of the fandom and found like the actually what it's all about and how all the stereotypes are like it's just such a tiny percentage of the fandom. And I guess I did become a furry when I officially started to really appreciate these the things that they do in the community, but I didn't actually consider myself one until July 11th, 2017. I remember the exact day. That was when I officially decided that I was a furry and I was going to make my own fursona or character. I hate the word fursona. But yeah, that was the day I decided to start my journey. So I started off kind of simple. I wanted a character that was not too basic, I guess, but also not too complex. So I chose to go with a fox, a red fox to be exact, and I kind of modeled him after an extension of me, kind of like the person I want to be, I hope to be in a few years. Successful young musician, got a lot of friends, he's just, life's going great for him. And at the time when I created him, that was pretty much like, how is that going to happen to me though? Like, I don't really have that much of a social life, it's pretty much non-existent. But we'll get more to that later. I chose a fox because the cover of my favorite album features a fox on the cover. I chose to name him Acardi. I named him after my favorite guitarist, who is the lead guitarist in the same band of the album cover. They're called Brand New. I went to a concert of theirs actually in October. I did find a few people on Reddit, and some of them were doing free art stuff, and I don't join free art chats on Furry Amino or Reddit or anything like that anymore, because I feel like it's cheating to get art of your character. But the first time I ever asked for like free art piece, well, it was a request, because he was open for requests. I gave him a description of my character, I gave him the sketch I made of him, and in a few weeks, this guy delivered this amazing piece of art, which I'm showing on the screen right now. He's amazing, go check him out. So yeah, that was my first fursona. I stuck with him for a few weeks, but after a while, I felt kind of, I don't know, basic, I guess? My voice broke. I felt kind of basic, I guess, like having a normal fox, no special colors or markings. I just felt like that was just like way too basic, totally bland. But yeah, after a while, I decided to make a second fursona, and I named him Vince Shadowtail. I kind of decided to drop the Shadowtail name. I decided to drop that a few weeks ago, because I don't know, it just didn't seem to fit. But I named him Vince, because that is actually also that is the first name of the my favorite guitarist. So I'm not creative with names, is the moral of the story here. He was meant to represent me on a more realistic level. He follows my same age, he has a lot of similar interests as me, you know, stuff like that, and he was the one who really took off. Anyway, I'm going on for too long about the characters, let's move on more. From July until October, I'd say, yeah, July until October, nothing really interesting happened. I got some art, I tried my hand at drawing again, and I don't know how I did so good the first and second times I tried to draw. Like, I don't know how. I can't replicate that ever again. I spent most of that time in between July and October role-playing. I really like doing role-play. It's just really fun, because you get to fully embody or embrace your character and step into their shoes for a while. October was when stuff really took off for me. I was attending a live stream of Ascari Huskies, and a moderator in the chat posted, "Hey, if anyone can guess my 2 cats' names, I'll give you a free headshot." And I was still hungry for free art then, and the moderator gave a hint. Both of my cats' names are named after spices, and I guessed one of them correctly. All of a sudden, we started talking a little bit, and we found out we both live in the Chicagoland area, and the moderator introduced me to a Telegram group chat, and it was just a really warm welcome there. I felt really warm welcomed I just said that. But yeah, it was really loving and supportive. I got that free headshot, and the thing about the group chat is, like, it's just, as I said before, I mean, I'm repeating myself by now, but it's full of like-minded people who share the same interests as you. It's basically what the furry community is all about. Art and connecting with other people, really. And then I found out about the fur meets and where they would take place and when. So I attended my first one on October 29th, I believe was the date, at Waveland Bowl. It was a lot of fun. It was actually the first time I'd ever interacted with fursuiters, and I decided to make a post about it on Furry Amino, and I also used the curator review tag for the first time, and wouldn't you know it, the first try, I got featured on the front page. Woo! After that, it was kind of slow. I went to like 1 or 2 bowling meets in November. I had just as much fun as before. It was just really, everything about it, it's just like, it feels so welcome by these people. And then came late November, where I started to get really hyped for Midwest Fur Fest. And I was honestly convinced that I wouldn't be able to go. My parents wouldn't let me because my grades had been kind of slipping. But somehow I was able to get good enough grades, and somehow, I don't know why or how, but I did. And I was able to attend Midwest Fur Fest on Saturday and Sunday. That was where I met more of my friends from the Telegram group chat, and I got to interact with like lots of different people and fursuiters. It was really cool. I saw so many different people. I spent a lot of the time there walking around with a few of my friends. Some more time walking around the dealer's den too, where I met Stormy, who is one of my favorite fursuiters. And I'm a live stream regular of his, so I told him my name and he recognized me, and it was like, I don't know, we just had a really good interaction, and he did this for me. Oh my god. Hi, can you flop your ears for me, please? Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome.
While we're on the topic of meeting fursuiters, I met Beagle, Kiro, Majira, Rika, Seth Gladiator, who is a fursuit dancer, and Telephone. And she just squeaked, "Hello!" at me. I died. It was so cute. But Sunday, that was probably the best day of my entire year. Sunday, Midwest Fur Fest, the last day of Midwest Fur Fest, unfortunately, but yeah, that was the day I explored more in the dealer's den, and I attended the fursuit dance competition, and I'd seen videos on it of YouTube, and it was just breathtaking. The last major thing that happened on Sunday, I was able to meet one of the dancers from the competition, who happens to be tied for like my favorite fursuiter. And she also happens to be my fursuit crush. I'll let you guess on your own who that dancer that I met was. But yeah, after Midwest Fur Fest, the rest of the month was kind of slow. Although after Christmas and my birthday happening on the 20th, I had some money and I had an Amazon gift card, and I actually decided to commission my first piece of art. Things have really been looking up for me ever since July of this year. I know technically it isn't an entire year as being a furry, but you know, it is for me, and these past 5-6 months have been just so amazing, and I want to thank the entire furry community for just being so welcoming, so accepting, even of some mistakes that I have made, which I don't think I'll ever forgive myself for. It's just such a great place, and I don't think anyone should be forced to join it, but I feel like if people look into it past the stereotypes, they'll find a really loving community that they'll feel welcome and accepted into. My goals for 2018 are to commission a fursuit head, not a partial, not a full suit, just a head. I plan on attending even more fur meets. I plan on attending MFF 2018. Plan on working on art. I plan on making more videos that have to do with like furry music and stuff, because I'm a musician and I really want to channel my inner animal. Anyway, that's all I have to say. Thanks for sticking through and watching with me. I hope you have a really great new year. Let's make 2018 a great year, because especially since this is the year that I do graduate from high school. And yeah, I'll be on my own soon. Kind of big and scary to think about, but I'm really excited too, because I'll get my life going on my own terms. So one last time, thank you to the entire furry community for pretty much saving my life. I have never, when I say that, I don't mean as in like I was suicidal, but in 2016, I was convinced that I was dealing with depression, and in late 2016, when I started looking into the furry fandom a little more, I looked into how accepting it was, I started to feel like, hey, this could be a place that I could feel more accepted into, and I could talk to people and stuff, and it turned out even better than I expected it to be. So many loving and supportive people. They totally outweigh like the stereotypical creepy people. It's just such an amazing place. Alright, I'm gonna stop yapping now, repeating myself basically about how much I'm thankful, which I am. I really am. I'm gonna leave it off here. So, one last time, thank you for an incredible year. Thank you for being so accepting, and let's make 2018 an awesome year.